Episode 3, the three-peat, OG. It's a trilogy now. 3. It's official.
Give me 1 second
Tony,
to pull up my notes, man.
Please call me Tony. Tony, episode 3. It is now officially a trilogy, like Lord of the Rings.
And we have our sound effects on the way, too.
Yes. Oh, they're on the way? Okay, bet. We need it. We need the soundboard because I be dropping the ball. And I definitely need some, like, buzzers and some, like, you know what I'm saying? Please call me Tony.
And just in case I
can't high-five that.
Lose my profanity, man. I don't want to go broke in the swear jar.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Sometimes a strong F-bomb can be muted, but is necessary to drive home a point. And I'll give an example without dropping the F-bomb, okay? You can say, man, I'm thirsty. And somebody will be like, okay, me too. Or you could be like, man, I'm effing thirsty. And a person will be like, well, you want some of my water? They say that people that use profanity have a small vocabulary.
Okay. All right,
so they say.
Episode 3.
I hate playing you against Scrabble. So your vocabulary game is above average, by the way. This guy cheats at Scrabble, if you don't know. So don't ever play OG at Scrabble.
I'm better than you at Scrabble.
You're better than everybody I've ever met in my whole entire life.
Better than you at Scrabble. So let's not debate that. And no, I don't want to gamble. I'm Tony. I'm the Connect.
I'm your boy Kingpin, aka Rap Juggernaut, and welcome to the Uncut Game podcast.
This is episode 3. Rolling the right way. Okay.
You were excited when we closed off the last episode. You had even mentioned that you were looking forward to this one because this time we're going to talk about Spotify has ranked as one of the top 100 artists in the world. Not rappers, not performers, not the top 100 artists in the world. A$AP Rocky.
Boom.
Flacco.
Pretty Flacco.
Yeah, man. He's had a big, an important run here the last 60 days. You know, he just took the trial to the door.
Amen.
Whooped it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Used the American justice system for what it was worth. Shout out to A$AP Rocky. Dove over the rail to hug Rihanna.
Yes.
Right? I'd have dove over there to hug my wife. He was, he went.
The man dove.
He showed it, but he was fighting for his life, kid.
Yeah.
Cue the R. Kelly sample. I'm fighting for my life. Gail, cue it. You know what I mean? That's where that video. That's where we need the sound effect board.
And he thanked his fans for saving his life.
He came out of Rolling Loud. Let's talk about it, OG. He fell from a helicopter. He descended from the skies.
Boom.
You know who was at Rolling Loud with him? Rihanna.
Yes.
His wife.
In the crowd.
Come on, man. She wasn't on stage.
No.
Not in the entourage.
Nah,
she wasn't trying to take from the moment. She wasn't trying to add anything with her presence.
She didn't even need
She enjoyed it.
Pass.
She enjoyed it. She enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
I saw the videos. I don't know. I didn't ask her. I don't have a relationship with them. Flacco, if you guys are watching this, Rihanna, how did you guys feel about it? You know what I mean? How did you guys feel about the final overall performance? I know that you guys may or may not feel a certain kind of way after this episode. We did a deep dive on Flacco. I'm going to try to keep it. I did the deep dive on Flacco. I'm going to try to keep it under 30 minutes. The people have spoken. You have spoken. They already went through the process one time. So can we do this?
Well,
anytime we do a deep dive, can we just tell everybody to check episode 2 so they can see all of the stuff that we've uncovered in our deep dive? Because we're going to have we're going to mimic that same process for every time we bring one of these case studies up to point out some of the things that our listeners and our followers and our audience can be doing better at the next level once they get to that level. If these guys ever crank up, if any of you guys crank up and break that top 100 artist ranking in the world, I want you to be optimized, baby. Mm-hmm. Because you get more money, you get more streams, you get more action when you optimize, baby.
Definitely make sure you get your merch right, too.
All right, bet. So, I know you like to start from the top, but what if I told you that, and they're seeing the screen right now.
First things first.
What if I told you that the final verdict is that A$AP Rocky left anywhere from $5 to $8 million on the table? Would it keep you from yawning? If I came out the gate and told you that once we provide this analysis of all publicly available information, that we can surmise that A$AP Rocky and or his team left a combination of anywhere from $5 to $8 million on the table, would that keep your interest a little bit more?
It may. It depends on the pacing and the level of information that you provide. So.
Okay. Well, as always, OG, all of our results are available for peer review.
Right.
So anybody who watched the last episode that's watching this episode can see that the information is recorded in a similar fashion to when we did the deep dive on the young brother Jello. To have, kind of something to compare it to. A$AP Rocky having another viral moment, previewing more unreleased songs. Here's a new artist, an established artist that premiered new songs, performed new songs for the first time, had the podium with the American flag. Everybody was praising it, got so much media coverage, and I just wanted to see, was it beneficial for him?
Let's get into it.
All right. So, again, going down the list of the first things that we did was we went to Google. So let's go to Google together. We went to Google and we typed in ASAP Rocky.
Talk to me.
Looking over here, boom, right? Here's the knowledge panel. Here's what we find, his Wikipedia. This is the right guy. This is who we're looking for, okay?
It's only one ASAP.
All right, so now, not to bore you guys with the details, but just to give you guys a synopsis, we went down this rabbit hole with YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Bands in Town, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the one link in his bio, Pandora, Tidal, Audio Max, SoundCloud, Wikipedia, Chartmetric, Music Match, Genius, Google Search for the new song, Google Trends, the Rolling Loud performance with a full breakdown, including a timestamp, as well as a performance transcript, user-generated video links, and some other stuff that our peers can request and access at their leisure. We're not going to go over all of this. We did that episode 2. They know how deep it gets. You guys can request this. Drop a comment. Send us an email, and I'll provide all of the findings for you along with the screenshots with dates and times that the review was conducted so that you guys can arrive at your own decisions. What are some of the things? Again, these are not done to point out anything that anybody that was done right or wrong. This is done to figure out what is the way to get the most out of it when it happens for us. Because every artist watching this dreams of a Rolling Loud performance.
So small disclaimer. So
okay, come on with it.
Whatever your results are, this 5 to 8 million, which I'm gonna be woke for this. I'm staying woke for this 5 to 8 million.
5 to 8 million. So we went down the list.
So in this 5 to 8 million, we also know how to correct these things, or this
Correct.
5 to 8 million. And because I'm pretty sure that some of these overlooked pieces were because of
you know what you didn't ask me?
him just beating a murder charge.
You didn't ask me how I came up with that number, OG. Well, Kingpin, how did you come up with a $5 or $8 million number?
I'm going to look at the results, and as you go over them in my head, this is why for the people watching, I don't go over your audits with you before.
Of course not.
Sometimes we have discussions like we had discussions about Rolling Loud and the impact of Rolling Loud, and we had discussions about merchandising and things of that nature. So,
but we never go into specifics when it comes to anything that we're reviewing on the podcast. I like for it to be a surprise to you. I like for it to be informative to you, and then if I find anything that's different from when I conducted my research, I will be surprised. So,
go ahead, bro.
Listen, dog. We're not gonna go there. Listen.
All right.
So, we started off with the very basics. We went to Google. We typed in ASAP Rocky. All right. And we went down a rabbit hole. All right. So, we're not going to go to every website. We're just going to go to a couple key ones just to see what we find. Right.
Keyword is here, rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole. Okay. We're going to fall down. Right. So, the first thing that we do is we're going to pull up his YouTube channel and go from there. Right. First thing I noticed. Okay. Optimization is lacking. Okay.
Talk to me.
All right. Profile banner has not been updated. Image has not been updated. Okay. There's links in here. He's got links in his bio. He's got a song link. He's got a website link. He's got a Facebook, a Twitter, and an Instagram. Okay. All of this is publicly available. How many views does this page have, OG? Can you read that number? I'll read it out for the fans who can't.
Please
Can you
read it out for the fans.
4,019,834,211. Flacco got 4 billy.
With a B, Joe.
Billy on the tube of you. Okay. He's got his he got a video up here with J. Cole that was added, okay, 6 months ago.
Boom.
All right. He's got his official music videos, okay. Here's the song Taylor Swift. That official video was added 6 months ago, right around the same time as the song with J. Cole. So, when I came over to his post, OG, he's got 5.69 million subscribers.
Okay, boom.
The last time he directly talked to them was over 7 months ago when he dropped the video for Hijack.
He been in jail.
Cool. Was he in jail while he was on trial?
I don't know. He been fighting for his life, though.
All right. So, okay, but let's not make a reason either for or against. Let's just point out the facts because then we'll start to prove the case before we hear all of the facts. All right. So, before the 7-month hack, we were down 1 year ago. So, in the last 12 months, he's posted twice. 5.6 million audience.
Superstar status.
Bet. Yeah. So, we'll come over here, and I'm going to take a link down these. I'm going to go down the Don't Be Dumb. This is the album the long-anticipated album. I think he came out of the Rolling Loud. We're going to dive into some of that stuff, wearing the merch and everything else. So this is the link that's available. Okay. So here's a pre-save link.
Flacco is a fashion guy.
Flacco is a fashion guy. Flacco is a lot of things. He's a curator. He's an influencer. He's a lot of those different things, okay?
Yes,
Here's the pre-save for Spotify, pre-save for Apple Music, pre-save for Tidal, and then a whole bunch of social media links. You guys will be able to review the findings for those on the audit, all right? Here's the Amazon, Walmart, Record Store Day, Target. So one of the first things, like, somebody make a mistake, but then I looked, I was like, okay, this is to pre-order the album on vinyl or on CD, and this is the main link. So the man's got some merchandising, baby.
My guy.
We're going to open up the first Amazon link. Boom, right? Come over here, expand, some more stuff, right? Here it goes.
Yes, sir.
Close that. Come over here, pre-order the CD. All right, I like it.
Okay.
What?
Okay, that page not up yet. All right, maybe the CDs ain't been printed. Okay.
Walmart.
Okay, well, okay, look. Now, we just a little.
You got two Walmart links. It's not, That's not trip.
Okay.
So it's I'm going to reserve all judgment. I'm just going to identify the facts. Okay, OG. I just want to point out the stuff. And if you guys have been following along and you followed last week and you've been following, then you guys are going to understand my process and what all of this stuff means, what the implications are, what it leads to, what it doesn't lead to. Okay. So again, another not found link.
Okay, the vinyl not ready yet. Yeah.
Neither is the CD.
Not ready yet.
All right.
Yeah.
All of the links broken though.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they're gonna fix all of them at one time. This is a faux pas, for lack of a better word. Okay. This is I'm not gonna call it a mess up because they're ready.
We talked about leaving $5 or $8 million on the table, OG.
Yeah.
Just chill out. I'm gonna show you how I got to that $5 or $8 million because right now they haven't been able to buy one thing from any single link that I've shared directly from the link in his bio. But I want to show you how he left 5 to 8 because he's not the average artist, though. We haven't even gotten there yet.
Link in his YouTube bio.
One of the links in his bios. The first one that we found. Okay, Barnes and Noble. And again, we offer solutions to all of these problems. You know, this is not something that we're trying to beat a dead horse on. But again, I have to give you guys how deep the playing field is level. You do not have any more or any less opportunity to excel than somebody who is obviously signed per the last episode, and now you will see who is ranked in this episode. You guys, all of you, have the same opportunity to apply hard work, to apply research, which means look and look again, and then implementation and achieve better results every single time you do something.
Okay, so we know
let's go on.
We know the cassette and the vinyl part is not ready yet.
None of that stuff is ready. So let's go to asaprocky.com.
Yeah. Okay, the pre-save, the whoop. Okay. Same setup. Okay.
Same website.
Same setup.
All the same website.
They behind. All right.
Okay, so again.
All right.
In the eyes of the forever optimist, it's okay. In the eyes of the realist, we have just had a successful moment. We have just had one of the greatest Rolling Loud performances of Rolling Loud history. We just beat a trial, used the American justice system to our advantage. We're married to one of the most prolific pop stars in the history of entertainment. Mm-hmm. And each time we've clicked on a link on the number one music discovery platform on the world that you tried to correct me on last week, which is YouTube. Yes. And now directly on asaprocky.com. So directly both of them. Cool, we get it. They got a lot going on. It's moving fast. You know, he just beat he was in jail. I get it. I understand. I'm not talking about him. There's a machine around him.
There is.
Right? And these mechanisms have not identified some of these issues to immediately correct them. Because today is the 23rd of March. You guys will probably watch this episode the first week of April. It'll probably be available a week early on the audio. So if you're listening to this on audio, everything that you're listening to us describe, you're going to see on the video next week. And in the midst of all of this, I want you guys to understand that this is made for us to help you guys improve. Not to bash A$AP Rocky, not to bash Jello or any artist. These are the people that us, the media, the world equates with success. This is a successful artist. And this is what a successful artist had prepared for them after they had a successful moment, or unprepared for them. We'll find out.
So, I will, just as a summarization, we'll label this on either Flacco or the manufacturer.
Okay. So
because the digital team was on point to get all of this stuff up in time for the moment.
Cool. That stuff had been pre-existing from what I'm understanding. I don't think that website's been updated. I checked some stats on it, and that page has been stagnant for a minute like that. Neither here nor there. Facebook, 8.5 million followers. Look, he's following 8 people, bro. Not vain.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm saying. But first issue, OG. When was the last time he posted on the page?
Last year.
When? No.
Before he went to
last
jail.
year could have been 5 months ago.
Before he caught his case. The Taylor Swift video. You know, this is a megastar.
Somebody saw enough to post the J. Cole video on his YouTube. They didn't post it on his Facebook where he's got 3 billion more followers.
This is a problem because the first video link on ASAPRocky.com is the song with him and J. Cole. So, you know, it should be there at least. I won't say pinned there, but it should be placed there. Okay, but let's keep going. Before
we get sidetracked, just in case we thought ASAP Rocky might have been the alternate site, we'll go to the site that's in his bio on Facebook with 8 million followers to see where that takes us. That takes us something totally different.
What is this? Okay, he got a different site with some other stuff. Is this the shop we finally get to find?
This is the link that's in his bio in his Facebook, OG.
Okay. So we can surmise that Pretty Flacco doesn't run the Facebook page day to day. Someone on the team does that. Did that bring you there?
Yeah. When I clicked on the
ASAP
link,
Rocky?
when I clicked on his name, ASAP Rocky, it brought me back to this page.
So it's a 7-click workaround. Interesting.
We know this because we know who bought it. Since we know who bought it, we know their artist. His link is going to be active.
Very interesting, sir.
Son of a biscuit.
What is that?
For those who don't know, Song Whip was purchased by Sony.
Right.
And what they were was a website that created links, if you will, using all of the different platforms, publicly available information and connected. It was one of my secret tools that I would use to first research an artist to see if they were connected or not.
Sony bought them.
Right. So ASAP Rocky is spelled $AP space Rocky.
Right.
When I type in ASAP Rocky just now, it didn't yield any results. However, in my findings, I noted that on some of the platforms, it shows up as ASAP Rocky or AP Rocky because the $ symbol is a symbol that's used for computer language for coding. So therefore, it doesn't identify in URLs. So when I go on the Sony-owned company's website, which is songwhip.com, and just typed in, maybe because I typed in ASAP Rocky one word. Let's see. So when I type in ASAP Rocky 2 words, I get a whole different ASAP Rocky page, right? And that's the actual word, ASAP space ROCKY. If I were to type it in all as one word, right, I'm going to get this right here. We couldn't find that page that exists. But if I take out the S, all right, just the S, and don't add no space, look what happens. And hit enter.
Okay.
It pulls up to the page. So not an aha moment, but something more verifying what we've talked about in the past.
Nobody typing in links anyway, so.
Adding special this is more to identify and emphasize the fact that adding special characters to your names, although may look clever when it comes for vanity and for websites and placements and things like that, when it comes to searching and things and archiving all your information, it makes it difficult to do so because, as you can see, it alters your name. So not an aha moment, but something to realize that we've identified that is a connection issue. But again, we're not going to go down this link of links that are associated with this Sony website because I haven't done that yet, but I will.
Gotcha.
At my leisure. But for those guys that want to check it, songwhip.com/AAP-Rocky, enter and then go from there. So something to notice. And the only reason I went there is because I seen that he has his pre-save link is a Sony Music Forum link.
Cool beans.
So
we was on his Facebook.
We went to it took us to his awge.com, which links us back to that, page. So, again,
that's another piece
some dead ends, if you will, when it comes to the connection. So Facebook, Dunsky, Twitter, coming up again, the outdated profile picture, lack of optimization, the same website, AWGE, not the one for the Don't Be Dumb or the other one, another social media post that we didn't even know about for our metrics, but I'm sure we could have valued, and we could probably use this one as the example to show how we came up with that number. But this is a post from the NFR podcast. And it shows the Rolling Loud performance has been reposted 2,000 times, got 21,000 likes, has been viewed 1.6 million times. This is a great piece of content that we could use to kind of establish a value to show how our working document actually works. I got a live demonstration to show people. Just for grins and giggles, I'm going to go here. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going here.
Whose page was that?
This is a page with 359 subscribers, a page by the name of Saim, S-A-I-M.
Okay, Saim.
He's got 359 subscribers. Now, why did I particularly use this set? It was the first result. Right now, I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go into the full set list. Saim was kind enough to add chapters to his video. You'll notice all of these songs are named, correct, in the order of which he played them and everything else.
Right.
It shows 3 songs listed as being licensed to him, correct?
Yes.
But there are several songs that it shows that he performed.
We looked at Flacco performed the full set. According to YouTube's Content ID, he only performed 3 songs. So we're going to setlist.fm, a setlist tracker, to see what songs are listed from his Rolling Loud performance. I'm actually impressed that his team got his whole set list here, because we see a lot of times the most performing artists who do a lot of touring and whatnot, they leave that money on the table. So it's good to see that Setlist FM is picking up what YouTube's Content ID is missing.
I think that's a direct combination of everything popping in at one time, because if you'll notice the way the songs are spelled, some of the information is transferred over from user interface. So he's not here.
So it's like a scrape.
Yes, like a scrape. And then somebody added it in the comments, and then somebody else originally added it first. And I got screenshots of all of this as I was going through and finding it. I was seeing that users were actually helping update it, which was even more impressive.
Right.
But the fact that now some of those songs, if they're named and they're titled and they're not content ID'd, now a fan would have to rely on a third-party title for a search. Let's look at the performance real fast, just so we can see how the intro was. Have you seen the intro? There's the helicopter.
He hit that gear button and running through it 2 times.
There he is. He's wearing Birch.
Boom.
He's wearing Birch, OG.
What he's got on?
He's got the Don't Be Dumb merch.
Okay.
Right? So cool.
Where's for sale at?
Bitch,
if it exists.
Bought that motherfucker.
If it exists, you know what I'm saying? He might have a warehouse full of them and just got them tucked and pop out in them, and maybe they sold them in the merch booth or something. You know,
that's the black version of the white what he had on, available for sale for $299.
Not easily findable or accessible. He's a fashion guy. I don't agree 100% with that form of, because I'm not a fashion person. So,
well, let's see
the level of exclusivity and whatnot. I like to sell in bulk. Exclusivity is part of ASAP's authenticity, though, because he's a fashion guy. He ain't just trying to sell 1 million T-shirts.
He ain't trying to sell any T-shirts. He's not trying to sell one. He don't got to sell 1 million. If he sold 1 million T-shirts, $20 a piece, he'd make $20 million. I think he would never rap again. After we went and did the deep dive, OG, right? Then what we went ahead and did was, well, let's start finding some of these performances, some of these clips that people shared to find out of value to it. This information can be leveraged to use to send to your distributor, right? To get placements to help you with playlist pitching. This could be used to help with media pitching for further articles and placements, because most platforms don't want the information. They want the story. What are you trying to get them to publish?
I assume that what you're talking about is something that you've concocted.
Correct.
So hold on 1 second. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you a question about it before you even explain it to me.
All right.
Because what you're explaining is saying it tracks your reach and whatnot to see the value of whatnot. So that means that I can also take a media platform and I can see what would be the value. Let's say if I want to go on whatever media platform, I want to go on a mic, open drop mic performance platform. And and they tell me it's XYZ amount of dollars.
Right.
And I want to see, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Do they get enough reach?
Yeah.
Can I go and take one of the clips off of their page and put into this document you're about to show?
I would say don't grab one, because that would do injustice. I would say grab the top 10. Grab the 10 most relevant ones, most recent ones, and then add this information here, and it's going to calculate it all for you.
This is the part where I don't want to argue with you.
Okay.
What is you giving away?
This week?
Yes.
I'm not giving away the calculator this week. Okay. The calculator is part of the course, right? If they want the workable document, I'm going to give a live demo of how the document works.
Okay, when?
I want today, right now, right after this. I want them to see how the document works.
All right.
Because if they're savvy enough, they may be able to create it on their own. If not, they can come to Artist Academy and get the tools, right?
I'm cool with that. We got time to do that, right?
This week, the cheat sheets, that's the perfect segue for the cheat sheets. This week's cheat sheets, I'm giving you a couple step process on how to build and start gathering your own information to build your own media value numbers and metrics, if you will. We give you a list of what links to collect. This is the braid of it all. For the average Joe Schmo that wants to take publicly available information, this is what they would start off with to help them calculate. All right?
Okay.
Once they grab that information, they can start. I'm giving them this. Once they grab that information, they can start calculating their EMB, their PMB, and their OMBOG. Now, the process for that, they're going to have to tune in. This is a separate course where we explain them how the formula works, how we arrived at the formula, how to update the formula, how to use the workable document, and all of those things. That's all part of the Artist Academy course.
Tell me what EMV, OMV, and PMV.
EMV is earned media value. That's the organic brand exposure value from PR, social sharing, and influencer mentions.
What you get from your work.
Yes. Paid media value, or PMV, is the value from paid marketing, ads, sponsored posts, and paid promotions. Owned media value is value generated from the artist's own website, email list, and social channels. Stuff you post and you share, your own stuff.
Yes.
One is the stuff that you pay for, one is the stuff that you post yourself, and one is the stuff everybody else posts for you.
Gotcha.
Each of those have a value.
Gotcha.
That's how when somebody says, oh, pay me $50 for a post, because their posts have value. They're able to calculate that their post reaches X amount of people and can get you X amount of exposure, and in return, that has a dollar amount. Okay?
Right.
That's how it typically works. So we give you all of this information to collect, and then you start to build off. Well, how does it work for us? Cool. I'm going to give you a demo. Right. So we give you a brief synopsis, a live demo. This is a brief explanation of what it is. Here's an example of how your information should look. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go from there. Now, before I give you this live demo, I want to go grab this link. We come over here. We go to the original post. This is the original post. We're going to pull it up. I'm going to copy the post link. This was posted March 16th. I'm going into my data input. We start to add the necessary information: date, artist name, campaign name, platform, ad spend. In this case, $0 were spent. The link to the actual post, the link from the person who shared the post, and then we start to add the metrics: their follower count, total impressions, total likes, total comments, total saves or shares. That all prepares us so that we can get to this very valuable level right over here, which is the ad set.
Yeah.
All right. Now, cost per CPM, cost per milli, cost per thousand, okay,
cost per thousand people,
is on average an industry average of between $6 and $12. We pick the sweet spot of $8. And you're gonna go less, you're gonna go high. I don't know. You're the ad guy. I'm telling you what the industry standard is.
And I understand the industry standard. I don't really pay that much per milli.
I'm so thankful, and our clients are so thankful.
Yeah, and I'm not volunteering to do none of y'all ads. Okay,
right.
Running ads isn't a solution. Running ads is an addendum.
The average is $6 to $12. We've selected the sweet spot of $8. The cost per engagement is $1.25. I think it's between 50 cents and $2. We picked $1.25.
Right.
Okay, right in the middle.
And that's a closer number.
Do you know what the NPR earned media value for that post is?
I'm looking at that number.
$45,625 American. To achieve that equal amount of media value of exposure in ad dollars would have cost approximately $45,600.
He got this much money in promo from whether it's PR team or his performance or his dopeness at Rolling Loud or people pulling out their phones and making more content. It was worth X amount of bucks.
Okay.
And out of that X amount of dollars, if any of these links and any of his profiles led to a place where somebody could spend $20,
okay,
if 1 out of 10,000 of those people found that link and went to it and spent $20, he would have made $5 to $8 million.
Mathematically, we're looking at between $2.5 million and $4 million in lost virality and UGC monetization. We're looking between $1.5 to $2.8 million with no merch or strategic engagement, no updates. And we're looking between $750,000 and $1.2 million in ad spends or sponsorship that he could have leveraged.
Well, I'm going to call it a 4-piece in my personal opinion, because his earned media could always be swooped up by the label.
Right. If this is something that you want to learn, that's what the Artist Academy is for. That's what the Uncut Game podcast is for, is to kind of give you this game and then show you how we arrived at some of our findings and some of our strategies and some of the solutions that we uncover, but at your pace. I just want you to be able to know that it's all leading towards something. So we started off 2 episodes ago with, man, I went to South by Southwest and I want to get ready for next year. How do I do that? And then, man, Jello and them had a performance. I want to be able to do that at Rolling Loud. We showed you what they could have done better. Now it's, okay, well, ASAP Rocky did it. What you said last week, man, I know the money going to be right for him. La Flaco left 4 to 8 million on the table. Right? So we know that there's always going to be room for improvement. It wouldn't matter who the artist is, what the label is, who the team is, how fast it's moving. There's always room to be doing more. And that's what's Uncut Game podcast is all about. What's next and what do we got to do? There may be somebody that's going to look at this and say Kingpin is the ultimate hater. And there's going to be somebody that's going to look at this and say, damn, I never really thought to look for that information. I appreciate it, Kingpin. And either way, I want to be able to continue to do this because the haters are going to come back to see what I'm hating on next week. And the ones that want to learn are going to come back to see what other gems we're giving away. So either way, it's a win-win for us. If I poke the bear and stir the pot, you started it. You ugly, I'm not. I'm your boy Kingpin, Rap Juggernaut. This has been episode 3 of Uncut Game Podcast. You never told us what's going to be on episode 4. What's the popular platform? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Episode 4 is Bands in Time.
Bands in Time.
If we change it, then we'll drop a teaser what episode 4 is.
Like
but for right now, I'm Tony. I'm the Connect.
I'm your boy Kingpin.
And this was episode 3 of the Uncut Game Podcast.